In this presentation, we will discuss the ICT tools used for educators, the tools which appear to be very helpful to educators, and the tools which are used mainly by educators. Let's start with a small introduction to the topic. We know that ICT tools provide new resources to education, and also they engage students in the learning process. Additionally, they offer soft skills to all students. These skills are needed for their career development. We know that in order to improve teaching and learning, we have nowadays to apply information computer technologies. In the 21st century, we know that the learning process has changed, and now what we actually want to have is the connection of content to skills. Students must not learn how to memorize only something, but how to apply those things that they have learned at schools or at universities. And that is a very big issue to discuss. Also, learners have to know how to apply in practical situations, in real-time situations, all the knowledge they had during their learning process. So, information computer technologies appear in this issue. ICT tools the educators have used for many years were the learning management systems. We have a lot of learning management systems as forms which appear on the internet, but actually they are improving. Every day, every company improves their learning management system. Educators are using them a lot after COVID, because after COVID, they found how useful are these learning management systems, especially the online learning management systems, which had included multimedia and all other tools for students. Educational software is very useful for students and teachers because it's something like a helpful tool for teachers to present the content of a course. We have the presentation software that give us the ability to provide and promote some ideas during the presentations. Presentations are useful in every step or in every classroom. Collaboration tools are also very useful as information computer technologies, because they help either students to cooperate or teachers to cooperate and exchange ideas. Online assessments are used widely nowadays because they offer computer technologies, especially the internet, offers new abilities to professors to put all the material online and ask students to have their exams online. Apparently, there are some other issues that have to be considered when we have online assessments, and these are about the length of the assessment, the questions we have to do, the type of the assessment, the ability to resit in the assessment, and so on. Other ICT tools that are used by educators are the video tools. Many educators create some wall videos to show to their children, especially in kindergartens or in elementary school, how some issues about the environment, how we can protect the environment, or they create small videos to present some topics. So we can see that the video plays a very important role in the learning process and in the teaching process. Social media all students use social media and they like to use them in order to communicate. From many papers and from the literature review, we know that the social media are favored for some students, and they prefer to use social media not only for communication but for learning. Another way of using information computer technologies is when we use those for programming, when we have to teach programming to students or when we have to program some machines and so on. In elementary or kindergartens, children know how to program B. They use the B-bot and they program that one, and they create small steps, and this way they learn how to use programming languages. ICTs in general offer sustainability because the technology understands the needs of the society, the needs of the community. Technology comes with the evolution of the society. What society thinks is appropriate, technology offers that as next step. Creativity in technology appears also and offers new equilibrium in organizations. We see so many applications, so many creative applications, so many issues on communication, new ways of communications, which include creativity. Technology reduces the risk and creates also very good new ecosystems. Students in many disciplines use simulations in order to play some games, in order to create some patterns, in order to see how things work outside of the classroom. For example, we use simulations for entrepreneurship. We have for digital marketing some games, and students have to work through these games and then learn how a real market works. On the other thing, technology creates patterns of data. Using technology, we may find a lot of solutions, and also we can create new applications. And that is the importance of information computer technologies in sustainability. Information computer technologies are offering, as we said, a creative environment. And creative environments are everywhere. We discuss about digital arts and how information computer technologies create these environments. One digital environment that includes creativity is holography, and is a method of generating 3D images with laser-enabled practical optical holograms. Children and teachers can record 3D objects. Additionally, with the 3D printers, we can have 3D printing, and educators can use the printings in order to show to children or to other lifelong learners some creative, some models, some very interesting models which are on 3 dimensions. Children like very much to see how to create stamps using 3D printing, and this is very important for them. They use printers and they create their own stamps, or they create, say, sometimes trees, cars, and so on, and they use them later for learning. Apart from that, in the place of art, as we discussed before, we can have digital storytelling. We can become digital creators. We can create stories with the content, and we can add their multimedia, and when we have a new version of a story or of an old story, or we can create our own story, which includes elements that we want to present to students. We have also creative software and games. Students like games, like educational games, and learn through games. So information computer technologies offering us this opportunity. Collaboration for creation of new ideas, for creation of artistic ideas is very important. And through these ways of communication and through the information computer technologies, we can support this communication. Social media and other data visualization tools are used also for creativity and digital creativity in arts. All these issues also include artificial intelligence and machine learning tools. These are new issues which we will discuss later, how all these have been embedded in the learning process. Storytelling environments are using many tools in order to create a new story. Digital storytelling has become a very familiar issue to educators, especially in kindergartens and in elementary schools. Teachers create their own online stories on different subjects, and also they can create on a particular subject different stories. What we can do with all this? From one side, we can see the different ways of presenting the same story, different ways of expressing sentiments, of writing the scenario, or putting multimedia for the same story. And the other one is we can create for each and every subject a story that can be something like the introduction to this topic that will be discussed later. Online storytelling is then for teaching and learning. So we can use definitely this online storytelling. But how we can do that one? We can create small comics for the very beginning. Students and teachers are able to create their own small comics. There are many tools online, free tools online, for innovative educational environments where students can put all their information and create their own comics. Additionally, if we want to have more information and to have many multimedia issues and other tools included in the comics, we can start creating mind maps. And from there, we put the main idea, and after that, we create all the links and all the connections between other objects. And this way, we create the frame, we create the whole story. And after that, we can start working with the comic. Or we can start with a game. We can start with a game, we can play the game, see how the heroes are in the game, who wins, who loses, and then from this starting point, educators or students even can create their own comic on the same topic. in all these issues, we have to remember that ethical issues have to be applied in every single step. In an online storytelling, we see that the learners are engaged in the learning process because they cooperate in many activities, in the activities of creating the scenario, of using the multimedia, of adding voices, of adding backgrounds, and so on. They support building new knowledge and concepts, and that is very important because from the mind map, as I said before, they can build some new concepts. One can link one concept to the other, so they create something new. And this way can support the critical thinking. Comics, in general, help teachers to have control in the learning process, because teachers can see up to what level students can follow the class. Teachers can convey messages through comics, and this way can use technology for learning and for teaching. They can create presentations using a lot of information, and also can assess the knowledge of their students. Why comics? Because comics are digital tools for storytelling. We can use many issues, many other storytelling issues, but comics help us because they combine graphical and textual elements. There is a balance there in between technology and traditional teaching. The figures we use in comics take some parts, or we can say that they have their roots in the traditional teaching. They offer critical thinking, on the other hand, and also they have a kind of collaboration, because either the heroes collaborate in between themselves on the scenario, or students collaborate in order to create their own comics. They have some kind of motivation, because students are motivated when they work on the creation of a comic, and on the top of that is the creativity. How creative are the stories? That is the result of a comic. How creative is this story? Let's see some of the online free ICT tools for creation of comics. One of those is Pixton. Many students prefer that one. It's simple and easy. The other one is Make Believe's Comic. The other one is Storyboard, Padlet. Many educators like Padlet because they take many pictures, they connect those, they put a lot of information behind that. And from my experience, I have seen many educators who really prefer Padlet in the teaching process. Story Maps.js, Scratch, we use that also for programming. As we said before, ICT tools for programming. We ask students to make their first steps in programming, so Scratch is a very important tool, and also Google Slides. For all these tools that we use for comics, we have to create some rubrics also to evaluate the result, the outcome. One of these rubrics is the presentation, how the presentation looks like, how creative it is, how many issues, new issues, creative issues includes. What is the content and what kind of multimedia have been included? What is the technical proficiency of the students or the teacher who created that one? and what technique they used for the storytelling. In the evaluation process, we can also use the dimension star model that was firstly proposed by Psomos in 2013. There, they looked about the cognitive effort, the spatiality they used in the comic, the collaboration, the control of the history of the comic, the interactivity, and the engagement. All these are some kind of issues that had to be all considered for the star model. Every one of those had some kind of weight. For example, if we use the dimension star model to ask students to create a story for a statistical idea, say, to express what is the mean of a sample, we can see the user contribution. We can see the role of the roles of the players students will put there, the logical structure of the comic, how they could put, how to collect the data, how they add the numbers, and then how they have the mean. Then we can see how concrete is that statistical idea and the virtuality of the comic. What kind of issues included there? What about the speciality and all the multimedia that have been used? In online course development using information computer technologies, first of all, we have to find the needs. We have to identify the audience. We have to find the resources, to choose the platform, and also to choose the content type. We have to create the curriculum, the design of the curriculum, to develop the course structure and the learning outcomes. We have to create the content in a way including texts, images, videos, and interactive elements. We have also to take care about the modules, the lessons, and the assessments. We have to consider either the self-assessments or the assessments in general. And we also have to see the feedback that we give in every assessment. We have also to give some issues how to improve the learning through this online course. We have to add some collaboration tools, like asking students to create some groups and then to create a project together, or we can ask students to participate in webinars. We have to include quality assurance, multimedia issues, some links, and how the visual appeal of the online course might be, and so on. We have to use analytics. We have to use also some posting. We have to have updates of the course that is there, and also for the assessments or whatever. We have to have a maintenance, a support, and also an assistant to anyone who wants to join to this course. We must not forget to apply ethics and inclusivity in our courses. And we actually, above all, we have to create an approach that will keep the interest of users. We have to have an online course that will be helpful to learners, and also it will be very close to what they know and what they actually want to do. At the end of the course, we have to be a little bit generous and offer some certificates. In many issues in online courses, we can apply artificial intelligence chatbots in order to help students work on this. But what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is the intelligence demonstrated by machines, as opposed to the natural intelligence displayed by animals, including humans. So we will see another way of intelligence that is applied, that is embedded into our courses, into our everyday use of information computer technologies. Another issue where educators are familiar using ICTs is the brainstorming. Here, the information is presented in another way, in a visual way, where there are some links of the ideas, where the ideas are connected one to the other, and someone is taking one idea and then make not only the connection, but some links and some explanations of that idea. And that gives the opportunity for students to learn in depth a course, and to educators to give an open place for students to work together and to give some new ideas and to make them more creative. I give you some online tools here, like Gitmind, Padlet, and so on, which are free software used for brainstorming. Apart from brainstorming, we have mind mapping. And this is a kind of brainstorming also that upholds the meaningful learning. But how that works, it shows the relationship of content, of different contents and different ideas and different concepts. And all students and all people who work on this mind mapping offer their own idea on the same topic, and they share ideas on the same topic. So they have an engagement, and also they actively work on the same idea. And that is a way of collaboration, and on the other thing is a way of creativity. The software Gitmind, you see in this one how we work in a brainstorming and in a visual way. We have a story that we want to create, and there we put some other issues close to that story. Every student, every teacher can ask to put some ideas on this. So when we work together as students, we put the main idea in the center, and then all other connected ideas, and then we start building our story. When the teachers want also to offer their courses online, they can put the main ideas there, and they can add all multimedia and other learning material they want to connect with their main topic. In a brainstorming tools, I'll show you the free software Kogl. I have taken that picture from there, where we have this mind map. We have the main idea, and then from there we can see the branches, how they will split the main idea, how we can put some questions, how we can put some ideas, how we can put some information, and how to create that map, which at the end will help all students to understand the main idea that was proposed and that was in that topic. Online games. Online games are, are very useful in the classroom, favor to the students, because students know how to play games. From the games they find some environment which are full of multimedia. There they can play, and at the same time they can learn. We have used many online games to teach some ideas in our classrooms. I will mention here the Classcraft game, which is a free online game and is helping educators and also students how to share the content of a course. They can put the content somewhere of the course, so students have to find the course, have to answer some questions in order to go to the second level of the game, and after that, when they reply to some questions, they go to the third level and so on. So it's a game, it's an interactive game where students must learn some topics and then go step by step to the last level of the game. But actually they have to learn how to behave in the classroom, how to respect other students, how to respect the views of others, and how to behave in general in the classroom. So in the game theory, we have to remember how to, when we create a game, how to formulate the game, how to structure, analyze, and understand the strategic scenarios of the game. Before closing that presentation, we have always to remember that there are some issues, some ethical issues, which are applied to information computer technologies. We have to remember that in all our stories online that we create and are useful for learning or in the application of other ICT tools like games and so on, we have to remember that some gender, environmental sustainability and equality issues to be there. Other ethical issues in digital environments which have to be considered are ethics in collaboration in between students and teachers. And in general, all ethical issues which apply for a digital content like pictures, documents, personal data must have some kind of ethical principles. To conclude, educators play the most important role in the creation of digital cultures in universities. Data privacy and security issues must be included in every step. Traditional teaching can include technology, and technological proficiency is a must for the future teachers. Educators can share best practices and collaborate using information computer technologies. Additionally, lifelong learning is developed using information computer technologies. We can have learning, as we know, in formal, non-formal, and informal settings, and information computer technologies apply everywhere. Thank you very much for your attention.